Hello, everyone. It's Pat coming back with a monthly reading for angels and angel messages and energies for the month of August. I was out a bit for the month of July, had a lot of work going on, and so couldn't get back to YouTube to get in here and have a conversation with y'all. But it's August, and today is the 8th of August. And astrologically, this is called the Lion's Gate. And basically, astrologically, it's considered to be like a portal where it's a manifestation portal. So it's a great day to focus on the things that you'd like to have in your life, the things you're looking to bring into your life. And think about them, visualize them, the feelings that you'll have with it as if it was already in your life. So use today in this gateway in that with that in mind, because it's a day that the energies kind of enhance it astrologically. So, and now, as some of you know, I always like to talk about a little bit about some astrological events that are going on or coming up or what have you. So I know right now we just went past a full moon at the beginning of August. And right now we are also in Venus retrograde. And actually, there's a lot of planets in retrograde. But Venus I pay attention to because it's the ruling planet of my sign of Libra. And so when Venus is retrograde, basically, kind of similar to when Mercury is retrograde, there's certain things that I pay attention to that it's just not a good time to do them. Like it's not a good time when Venus is retrograde to like radically change your appearance. But it is a time to focus on your relationships. It's a time to be heart-centered and loving and to focus on that and, what you love in your life and the people you love and appreciate. And, looking at things, relationships included, whether it's your personal relationships, your significant other relationships or your work relationships, and asking, is your heart still in it anymore? Is your heart in this? And so anyways, Venus, you can also look up in Google, Venus retrograde, and it'll give you a variety of information. The other thing that's going to be coming up later this month is Mercury is going into retrograde, and that starts on the 23rd of August. And it's always a 3-week thing. It's around till the 15th. And when Mercury's retrograde, not a good time to buy new electronics. Not a great time to schedule things because they tend to end up having to be rescheduled. And also not a great time to what's the other thing that's not great? Like contracts, to sign contracts and things like that. So things you schedule or sign contracts you sign before it goes retrograde generally work out fine. But I found sometimes that, so if I scheduled something before Mercury went retrograde that's happening during Mercury retrograde, it works out fine. But if I've scheduled it while Mercury is retrograde, tends to not work out so well. It kind of falls apart or revolves, Anyways, that's a little bit of sharing of my experience of Mercury retrograde. Doesn't mean, it's a great time when Mercury is retrograde for reflection. It's that whole thing, reevaluating things. It's a great time to redecorate, redo an area of your home. It's a great time to have a reunion with people. So, just so you know that those are some of the energies that are coming up for later this month. Okay. So August has a bit going on to it. But let's take a moment and just clear ourselves and get grounded for a minute. Nice deep breath. And we'll call in our archangels and see who's working with us. this month of August 2023. Who's working with us, archangels? Who do we need to work with? And what are their messages for us? Let's see. Okay. Beloved archangels, who do we need to work with this month? Who's overseeing us? Okay, there's a card sticking out. They didn't fall out this time, but it's sticking out. And it is Michael again. I believe we got him last month. So his message is, you are safe. I'm protecting you against lower energies and guarding you, your home, and your loved ones. Okay. But I feel as this message came out, so I know here in my area of the country, up in the Northeast and the East Coast, we are coming into hurricane season. And aside from the, just unusual amount of rain that we've already had, I feel like this message has to do with storms and natural events of that nature. And I believe that the message, he's urging you to take the steps you need to protect yourself. And he'll help you do that. So, before you're going out, if you're going out, and maybe driving or flying, and you have some travel plans that are coming up this month or going into September, call on him for protection, okay, and have him oversee and help you make sure you have everything you need with you in case you run into any kind of delays or issues with your car if you're traveling by car, or if you go camping, what have you. So I feel that's part of his message, because these aren't just messages. These are reflective of what's going on. They're also prescriptive in the sense that, there's a message that they're trying to, get you along with it. Call on him when you go on your trips. Also, Archangel Raphael. Raphael is an angel of travel, or known to be a patron angel of travel. So call on Raphael for your trips as well. But I also feel for some of you that in some environment that you may be in, it might be a work environment, it felt more like a work environment or something like that. You don't feel safe. It might feel like you have some of the office politics going on. You're not sure if you're going to have, be asked to leave your job, terminated, or something like that. There's just a lot of anxiety going on in the work environment. It could be in some other situations too. So what Michael's urging you to do here is call on him for his protection. Sometimes it can be very helpful, and I do this going into my work environment too, is I call him in as well as some other angels, and I ask him, I work with him to send a blast of light out into the place, and I ask for him to clear the negative energies, because gossipy energies and things like that can be, whatever it is that's contributing to your anxiety. Ask him to help clear it. Help clear it out. Not just clear you. Ask him to clear your personal energy too, but ask him to help clear out the space. So he's coming through with a message this month to do what you need to do to help yourself feel safe and protected and grounded. He's always willing to help us in that capacity. Okay. So, whatever situation you're going into, remember to call upon him. Let's see. Because, I know the message says, I'm protecting you against lower energies. And this, the fact that he can help to protect you from lower energies. He can actually help to bounce them away. Okay. So work with Michael. He can give you protective shielding too, if you ask him to surround you with yourself with that. It's kind of like, taking out the umbrella when you're going to be walking out in the rain. It gives you that protection. Okay. Okay. That's what I get with that. So Michael is working with us again this month. In those areas. Okay. Any other archangels working with us this month? Michael will also shore up your courage. And he's got such a strong, confident, powerful energy. He can really help you to feel more courageous. He can elevate your level of personal power. Um, so you can stand in your power and, be able to speak your truth about something. So, and that always helps us in the capacity of making sure we don't give our power away to other people or other things. So, anyways, the other card that came out is this one from Gabriel, and it's the message of leadership. It's time for you to assume your leadership power and position and lovingly guide others. So, yes, I came back on this month. So, let's see, Gabriel, what message do you want for people? So, it may be that in some situations that you're dealing with, and maybe it's the work environment, or some other situation in your life, it's time for you to take the lead on something. Okay. Um, yeah, I mean, you may be asked to step into more of a leadership or managerial or some kind of position like that. But sometimes it's just that you have to step up and take the lead on something because there might be some situation that could potentially be, you know, problematic, or, not have anything being done on it simply because no one's taken the lead. No one's stepping forward and saying, okay, this needs to be done. So, and where Gabriel's a messenger angel, I feel like this is for some of you, like, don't be afraid to get your message out there. Okay. Um, this also has to do with our leadership, as in the leadership of our states, of our country. What she's heralding in this message, okay, is that you're going to start seeing in the news, um, messages about leaders that are coming to light. Okay, and what I mean is you're going to hear news about them. And I don't know that it's good news. uh, you're going to find we're already hearing. Oh, gosh, there's so much information about former President Trump in the news these days. That's still all of the news because of the indictments that are going on with him. And there's more of that to come. That's not over yet either. But there's also going to be other people who we consider to be like leaders. I want to say, AKA like celebrities, that because sometimes people think of celebrities as leaders because, um, so much of how they are in their own personal lives. Um, a lot of them will make a statement about things. But anyways, there's lots coming to light. You might find some celebrities in the news, people who you consider celebrities and other people that we consider to be leaders, because there's just a lot of light and accountability coming through at this time. And we may be finding out that some people have been doing some shady things. Okay. So that's part of what this is about too, and we're going to have to bring some reorganization into our leadership, or it might make us question, who do we in fact consider to be leaders? And who are we placing our faith in? And so it's going to be a bit of a rough time in the sense of we're going to probably really be questioning that within ourselves. And it's always kind of a sadness when there's someone that you held in great regard that you find out has been doing shady things, has been breaking the law, isn't who you thought they were. So it's always a disappointment, and it makes us reevaluate, you know? Um, so anyways, stuff coming to light about leaders, okay? But in a positive way, it forces us to take our power back and be a leader in our own life and not look to other people so much. Not that it isn't good to, you know, when we see someone who has a good example to follow that, but there's an awful lot out there in the world of televised television and media that can present it as something one way, but it really is very different behind the scenes. So anyways, okay, let's see what other message there is coming forward for this month. What other angels? They're showing us a lot of the truth. There's something I'm getting about, and it has to do with the Michael and Gabriel message, because Gabriel had to do with our leaders, and Michael has to do with feeling safe. And there's something about feeling safe and protected under the law, because right now there's groups of peoples, I want to say this specifically, like the gay, lesbian, transgender communities, and some communities of color and other ethnic backgrounds that aren't feeling the safe protection of the law. And it is coming back. That's what I get about it. I don't want you to lose faith, because that element of protection is coming back. It will return. But so, I feel like that's part of why Angel Michael's message is here with us, because the leaders who have been trying to destroy that safety, I think are going to be, more of them are going to be brought to light. Okay. And there's a real, reorganization of leadership in the world. I think I've mentioned this before in previous videos too. And well, it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. So, but anyways, this month you're going to see more in the way of, you may find out about leaders who are doing not so, some nefarious things. Okay. So let's see what else is going on. Okay. Who else is here working with us? Okay. All right. So the last two that came out for this month is, once again, Gabriel, with this reminder to nurture yourself. And it says, as you nurture a child, you nurture your own inner child. And both activities are important for you right now. So in this type of card, she encourages us, the message is to encouraging you to listen to the way you talk to children. Usually as adults, if we see a really cute baby or, that just brings a smile to our face, we relax and, we lighten, and we, bring on our sweet voice if we talk to a little baby or a young child, and we become much gentler in most cases. But this card urges you, not only as a parent, but as anytime you're talking to a child, and listen to how you say things to them, and the things that you offer. Maybe you're doing some playtime with them, or you're showing them a new skill or something like that. It urges you to nurture yourself in the same way. Okay. And, a lot of times when we're interacting with kids, what we're doing is playing, and it's a way of lightening up and enjoying ourselves. And that's part of what makes it so fun to play with kids. But, so it's this card is a reminder that it's also nurturing you when you play with a child, because you're playing, and it's something that's part of our own underlying need that as adults we sometimes ignore, or actually a lot of times we ignore that as adults. But it's a reminder too this month to nurture yourself and your spirit, nurture your well-being, do what you need to do to take care of you, to do some kind of something that's soul nurturing. Okay. Or you might, for some of you out there, it might be that you're getting the opportunity to care for and nurture a child. Okay. There may be a new one coming to you, or, you might be a parent or becoming a grandma or a grandpa. And so you're going to have that opportunity to nurture a child. And, so that's going to be a really, sweet, lovely time, because I'm looking at all the angels surrounding the child in this picture. Okay. And it's also a reminder, know that your children are surrounded and loved by spirit, and they are surrounded and protected too. There's a book in front of the screen. So, and the final card, relationship harmony with Archangel Raguel. This has to do with the Venus retrograde stuff that I was talking to you about earlier. Okay. Says we angels are opening the hearts of everyone involved. Arguments and conflicts are now being resolved. So, again, there's that heart opening that I talked about with the Venus being in retrograde. It's a time to, reevaluate your heart-centered relationships. Or maybe more so actually ones that don't seem so heart-centered. But if it's the summertime, at least here in the Northern Hemisphere. And so it's a time when we are out vacationing, so everybody's relaxed. They're not as maybe in a schedule as much. There's more harmony that goes on when we're relaxed and out to have a vacation and going and doing fun things with people and our kids, or maybe getting together with family for a cookout, or friends, or getting together at a local restaurant or something. There's just more relaxed, harmonious interaction with everybody. And that's always a nice thing. And Raguel is an archangel that you can call upon if you're having any issues in a relationship. So, all right. So those are some of our angel energies that are going on. Let's see if there's anything more detailed here. Okay. So, before I finish shuffling these cards for some more detailed information or any other messages, if you would like to book a reading with me, I do half-hour readings, 45-minute readings, and hour-long readings. You can just shoot an email to angeldivination@gmail.com, and I will set something up with you. I'm currently working on a booking app, so I can just put a link in the description box. So I currently do them on Sunday evenings, and this week I'm on vacation all week, so I could it'd be easier to schedule a time. This one I think is popping out for me. Entrepreneur. Actually, one of the astrologers I was listening to recently said this is a great time for business starting, if you have that desire to be an entrepreneur and start your own business or be out on your own. And I've been working on that a lot this week too. So self-employment suits your disposition, and working for yourself allows you to better follow your intuition and divine guidance. We are your coworkers and teammates who remain loyally by your side to ensure your success in all ways. So the angels can work with you on that, and as well as the spirit of your business, which is something I learned a lot about from Colette Barron-Reed, who is a wonderful teacher and intuitive here on YouTube. And she's a world-renowned reader and like kind of life coach and intuitive. She's just has so much knowledge. I love listening to her. Anyways, let's see. But I had listened to one of her podcasts, and she talked about calling on the spirit of your business. And there was a whole course that she had on that. And it was really cool meditations. Anyways, enough about Colette. You can find her on YouTube as well. So the other card that flipped out from us was there's nothing to worry about. And this kind of works along with Michael with his, you are safe. It says, you are safe, and the situation is under the perfect control of divine providence and universal order. Only infuse loving thoughts and emotions into the situations to ensure that the highest possible outcome flows effortlessly to and through you. So, when I see cards like this, the angels are reminding us not to worry overly much about what we see in the world situations, okay? Have faith in a higher outcome. And when we see disturbing situations, we can certainly pray for people's healing and enlightenment. And that can go a long way towards helping the tide to turn. Also, if you meditate or do some kind of practice like that, or yoga, focus on peace. There's already peace that exists within you. And the more you focus on it and meditate on it, the more that grows and that spreads its way out in the world. But, this card is also about, there is a higher order to what's going on right now. When you're in a process of change and transition, and humanity as a whole is in a process of that, sometimes there's a lot of ugly stuff that comes up. I know the reference people use all the time is of the butterfly, because the butterfly goes from this big green caterpillar, it goes into this isolated state for a while where it completely changes and comes out as this beautiful butterfly. But in the meantime, there's a lot of ick and goo that goes on in that chrysalis. And, a lot of fear and uncertainty about, perhaps, I don't know, I'm not in the mind of a butterfly, but there's a lot of fear and uncertainty maybe in like the not knowing of how things are going to turn out. Okay. But this card reassures you the world is not going to hell in a handbasket. We are going to be okay. And even though, in that process, there's a lot of ugly that comes up, there's also a lot of good that comes out of it. Those things are always balanced in the world. Okay. And the dove of peace is in this as well. Okay. But, there's healing that's got to take place. And, a lot of what we see being brought to light is going to force us to change some of our processes at the state levels, at the government levels, new things. It's going to bring, new things to be incorporated and re-examined, and more definite parameters, put in place. So anyways, those are some of the messages with that. Is there anything else that we want to look at this month? I think I'm going to wrap it up there. Okay. And if you have any questions that you'd like to see me answer on here, please, again, email them, angeldivination@gmail.com. Oh, okay. I see Anja. Thank you. And she's popping on the chat here. Happy August. Lots of love from Germany. Oh, thank you so much, Anja. Nice to see you too. I know I don't advertise these lives ahead of time, so it's always nice to see when someone pops on the chat. So, anyways, I'm going to wrap it up here, but blessings and love to all of you. I hope you stay well and healthy, and that things, wherever you are in the world, that things are working out well for you, and that you stay safe. Okay. So take care. And I will perhaps be on again this week, since I'm on vacation and my time and energy is not taken up by my day job. So I'll try and come on and do some more little mini videos for things. All right. Take care, everyone. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak with you soon.